Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your presence over here tonight. Now, for our official program, please put your hand together and welcome your host for this segment. Please put your hand together for Sanjay Dutt Sharma, everyone.
Thank you very much, Manish Bhai. Firstly, I'd just like to ask everyone to be upstanding for the national anthem, followed, if you can remain upstanding after that, followed by the Aarti. It will be done by the students of Waitakere Hindi School, West and South Wing. Thank you very much.
Ata
Thank you very much, Waitakere Hindi School. Can we have a big round of applause for the students of both the West Wing and the South Wing? While the students clear off the stage, I'd like to introduce our first speaker of the night. You also may be seated now. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce our first speaker of the night, who is our president, Mr. Sunil Kaushal. Sunil has been an integral part of the Waitakere Indian Association for over 18 years, and Sunil has been our president for the past 4 years. Known for his passion to see ethnic people be recognized for their contribution in New Zealand, Sunil has also been the chair of the Council Ethnic Peoples Advisory Panel, member of the Community Organizations Grants Committee for Waitakere, trustee of St. Dominic's College, and local community patrol lead and board member for Te Manawa Sports. He is also a member of the Waitakere Licensing Trust and was the first person of Indian origin to be elected. A proud Westie, Sunil has contributed to the governance and strategic direction of WIA with his vast experience in the Indian and ethnic community, and we are all proud to call him our president. Can we get a big round of applause for our president, Mr. Sunil Kaushal, as he comes on stage?
नमस्कार, आप सबको शुभ दीपावली। और आज 23वें वाइटैकरी इंडियन एसोसिएशन के दीपावली समूह पे मैं आपका अपने ट्रस्टीज़ की तरफ से, अपनी एग्जीक्यूटिव कमेटी की तरफ से और सारे भारतीय समुदाय की तरफ से स्वागत करता हूं। हमारी ये आशा है कि आज का दिन आपका मंगलमय रहे, कि आप अपने परिवार के साथ आज की जितने भी आइटम्स हैं, जितना भी खाना है, जितनी भी स्टॉल्स हैं और पटाखे जो होंगे, हाँ पटाखे होंगे, उनका मज़े लें। तो मैं आपका फिर से बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया करता हूँ कि आप आए, आपने समय लिया और हमारे वाइटैकरी इंडियन एसोसिएशन की 23वीं दीपावली में भाग लिया। Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Waitakere Indian Association trustees and the executive committee and the volunteers, I really want to welcome you this evening on the 23rd Diwali function that we are holding. From a very small beginning of probably about 150 people 23 years ago to today, what it is, a massive event, a massive infrastructure. It is a great privilege and an honor to lead an organization that thinks outside the square, that is not insular, but looks to working with the community, through the community, and by the community. I'm really honored to be their leader. I'm really honored that they put their faith, and not only that, I'm really honored that they work hard, tirelessly. This event wouldn't have been possible if it was not because of them. So I just want you to join me in giving them a round of applause. Thank you. It's great to have all of you here today. Waitakere has come a long way, as some of you who have been here for a long time have seen. This year has been really a year of change for us. And one of the greatest highlights that I'm really proud of standing here is to talk about how much we have really put into the community. See, you cannot be a community organization unless you're working for the community. Our motto, our mission statement is in itself, working for you and your family. You know, this year changed the lives of so many, not just in Auckland, not just in West Auckland, but throughout the country. And it was on 28th January. I know we talk a lot about it, but I just want to give you something. You know, that changed our community totally. And if it wasn't for Waitakere Indian Association playing its part, which is just one pillar, I think, you know, we would be talking about something else. But just one fact I want to give you, and it's a mind-blowing fact. This week, on Friday, we served 16,040 hot meals to the community. We have given, since January 28th, we have given over 4,238 hours, voluntary hours. Not a single one of them have been paid. Tirelessly, every Friday morning they come. You know, we have an official potato peeler. Yes, you guys know who it is. You know, he's there. You know, he'll go and open the packets and do his job. You know, then there are others. You know, and I think it's a great opportunity to recognize you towards the end. But look, we are here to celebrate Diwali, and I just want to thank you once again for coming all this way. Now I'll move on to introducing the next speaker on our list. And I think most of you know him. I've known him for about more than since 2011-12. And he's a great man. I think everyone loves him. But I'll tell you one little thing about him. You know, so far I found him, you know, a man of his word. We were the first organization to launch a report on the Indian diaspora in New Zealand. And it was during the COVID times, and it was really hard, you know, to gather people, etc. And we had our lovely local member of parliament, Phil Tyford, there. And, you know, and then from the opposite side, I couldn't find anyone. So I texted him, and I said to him, "Hi, mate, do you think you can pop in about 3 hours for a launch of the thing?" He says, "Yes, why not?" He came, didn't know, in a true Indian fashion, didn't know that we were going to ask him to speak, but he made the notes there, and he gave an eloquent speech. You know, and he promised us that he will be here for the Diwali. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm so proud to introduce the leader of the National Party, Mr. Christopher Luxon, as our next speaker. Please give him a round of applause. And also, he looks pretty dashing with his Modi jacket.
Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Kia ora, good afternoon everybody. It is so good to see you all here. Can I just say happy Diwali and Bande Chor Divas. It is so good to be celebrating Diwali with all of you here. Can I just say thank you for the opportunity and the invitation to be with you. Can I just also acknowledge a few dignitaries and people from the community that are here. And I want to start with Sanal Kushal because he has done an exceptionally good job as president of the Waitakere Indian Association. I want to thank all the members of the association for the incredible volunteering work that you've done. The way that you supported this region after the floods was just so inspiring, and all the volunteering that took place was just incredible. So thank you to each and every one of you. And can I also acknowledge my parliamentary colleagues that are here today, my good friend David Seymour and the ACT MPs that are here. I also want to acknowledge Carmel Sepuloni and Phil Twyford and all the Labour MPs that are with us as well. And also our National Party President Sylvia Wood and all of our National Party MPs that are here as well. In particular, I want to call them out: Angie Nicholas, Tama Potaka, Andrew Bailey, Chris Pink, Melissa Lee, Carlos Chong, and our very good friend Kanwal Bakshi. Thank you so much for all that you do in the community as well. Now, I'll just say that Diwali is an incredibly special time of the year as people in New Zealand and all around the world are coming together and celebrating Diwali. And I think through these celebrations, we are reminded of the central idea of Diwali yet again. And that is that light and hope and knowledge will always triumph over darkness, evil, and ignorance. And as we reflect on our world today that we live in, I think that core theme of Diwali is more important than ever before. But I have to say Diwali is also an incredible opportunity for us to be able to honour New Zealanders celebrating of Hindu or Sikh or Jain and Buddhist faiths, as well as the larger South Asian diaspora. And I have to say that I am so very, very proud of these communities because you contribute so much to our great country, and without you, New Zealand wouldn't be the country that we are today. And so I want to say to all of you, thank you for the enormous contributions you continue to make to New Zealand, economically, socially, culturally, that I think add to New Zealand, make it a better place, and make us a modern, multicultural country going forward positively in the world. And And I have to say that many of you I know have come to New Zealand in search of a better life for you and your children. And I have to acknowledge it takes such immense courage to be able to leave behind your friends and your family and your culture and everything that is so familiar to you and come to a new country like New Zealand. And I know and I see how incredibly hard you work to get ahead, not just for yourself or your family, but for your community. And I've seen how hard you work, long hours, often taking on 2 or 3 jobs so that you can get that deposit for that first house, that business, or to be able to give your kids an opportunity that they can partake in that you couldn't do yourself. And I just want to say I think all of you are a great inspiration and a great example for many other New Zealanders to follow as well. And that's why with the new national-led government, we're going to be working hard to rebuild this economy so that if you work hard in the best country on planet Earth, you can get ahead. We're going to be working hard to restore law and order and personal responsibility. And we're going to be working incredibly hard to deliver better health and better education for all of us. And we know that turning around the country may take some time. It's certainly a big job and we have to get it right. But the government, working with community groups like you, doing the incredible work that you do across this community, iwi and businesses, together will get this job done for each and every New Zealander. So I want to say that we want to be a country full of hopeful people who have a positive outlook on life, a hunger to do well for themselves, for their families and for their communities. And that's the country that I know together we can build and make even better, a more confident, a more ambitious, more aspirational, more positive and a more unified New Zealand. And so with that, can I say on behalf of myself and my own family, celebrate well, and I wish you all a very happy Diwali and Bandai Chor Divas. Take care.
Thank you very much, Chris. I'd also like to just acknowledge his parliamentary colleagues. Firstly, also the President of the National Party, Sylvia Wood, Carlos Chong, Melissa Lee, Tama Potaka, Andrew Bailey, Chris Pink, Angie Nicholas, and former National Party MP, Mr. Kanwaljit Bakshi, who is, not only was a former MP, but a great supporter of Waitakere Indian Association. Can we all have a round of applause for them as well? Thank you. Now, introducing our next speaker, the leader of the ACT Party, Mr. David Seymour. David has been an MP since 2014 and the leader of the ACT Party. Under his leadership, his team has grown from 1 MP to 11, and he has also been a great supporter of Waitakere Indian Association over the year. He is also an acclaimed Dancing with the Stars superstar. So can we please welcome David Seymour?
Well, namaste and good evening. Thank you to Sunil, Kaushal and all of the Waitakere Indian Association for putting on this splendid event and for inviting myself and my colleagues from ACT and indeed all of my parliamentary colleagues to be part of this event today. The Festival of Light, the idea that light can drive out darkness, that reason can drive out dogma, and that we can all be better by looking to the positive and using our minds is something that I'm so grateful is part of the rich strands and threads that make up a modern New Zealand today. I'm thrilled to be here celebrating that. Once upon a time, New Zealand could only rely on rugby for culture. Today, I'm especially glad that there's more to New Zealand than just rugby culture to rely on. I think it's worth repeating what my friend Chris Luxon has said on behalf of National, that the Waitakere Indian Association is one of those organisations that is there not just to take the credit and stand out front, but to do the work to help the community to make lives better in a practical way, and then go and take the credit for standing out as leaders in the community. And we saw that during the floods with a number of ex-MPs getting out and helping to deliver the meals that Sunil and his team were taking to people in their time of greatest need earlier this February. And it's that spirit of communities binding together to help each other to make tomorrow better than today that has driven generations of people to come to these shores and seek opportunity. And as the people have spoken in the last few weeks, they've asked for change, and I, with my colleagues and ACT and National, look forward to making sure that that change that people ask for comes about. So it's again a place that we can truly say is a good place to bring up kids, that is truly safe, where life is affordable and each of us feel that we live in a united country where we are each valued, no matter what our background may be. That change is coming, and we look forward to doing it in collaboration with so many people up and down New Zealand, but including, and perhaps especially, organisations like the Waitakere Indian Association that have shown they can deliver and have been so good to so many people for such a long time. So I hope that this Festival of Light, this Diwali, will be the brightest yet, but not the brightest to come, as these strands that make up New Zealand continue to illuminate our future and make this the best little country on earth. Thank you very much. Namaste, and have a wonderful Diwali. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. Just before I introduce our next speaker, I'd like to acknowledge the trustees of the Waitakere Indian Association, led by Mr. Abe Ballu, who's the president of our trustees. In attendance today is Mr. Manoj Chahal, Umesh Chand, more commonly known as Mesa, Anand Naidu, and Mr. Sunil Chandra. Our next speaker is from the Labour Party and is the current Labour MP for Kelston, and has also been a great supporter not only for the Waitakere Indian Association but also the West Auckland community as a whole. She's come here along with her Labour colleagues, so can I please welcome Carmel Cepoloni to the stage. Thank you very much.
Namaste, and to our Fijian Indian community, Nisambula Vinaka to you as well. It really is a privilege to be here. I think I've been coming here for probably almost all of the Diwali events held over the last 12, 13 years. It is certainly one of the best festivals, I think, held in Auckland, and it's a festival that we celebrate here in West Auckland. I'm joined today by some of my Labour colleagues, Deborah Russell, Helen White, Camilla Balich, Venushi, and someone who won't be a stranger because he's the local MP, Phil Twyford. Can I acknowledge all of the people who have brought this amazing event together? Sanjay, I acknowledge you. This is no easy task. I was worried when I was heading here earlier today and the wind was blowing, thinking about the gazebos and marquees that are usually out on the car park. But of course, Sanjay, you had a plan in place and have shifted all of the food inside, so we do not have to worry about flying gazebos or marquees out in the car park today. Can I acknowledge as well Mahindra and also Sunil for the role that you play, Sunil, leading our Waitakere Indian Association. This association goes back to the days of the Waitakere City Council and really is an exemplar of a community coming together to organise in a way that means that they are able to show their value and certainly add value to West Auckland and a community in an amazing way. So I acknowledge all of our West Auckland Waitakere Indian Association. This is a very special event and one that we know talks about the victory, I think, of light over darkness. We certainly won't consider the All Blacks' loss to South Africa to be one of light over darkness, but we do acknowledge the significance and the importance of this event. Sunil, you also touched on the difficult year that we have had, and I also want to acknowledge the Indian community, the Waitakere Indian Association, for the contribution and the efforts that you made in supporting so many families who were affected by the weather events that hit much of the country, but particular parts including West Auckland. I was at the Kelston Evacuation Centre when the food started to arrive from our Indian community, the Waitakere Indian Association. It was incredibly needed, given that many of the First People that were displaced during the flooding were actually from our ethnic communities. And the food that was provided, often provided for the religious, cultural food needs of the people that were actually in those evacuation centres. So it was a privilege, Sunil and others, to work alongside you during that time. Things have changed. We are shifting to opposition, as many of you will know. Can I say that I'm very proud of the efforts of the Labour government over the last 6 years. We've certainly been through some challenging times, but we hand over to the new government in the coming weeks a country where interest rates are coming down, a country where actually we've seen the decline of carbon emissions over the last 3 years, a country where actually so much is improving despite what the global outlook is for so many other countries. We have near record unemployment rates in this country, and businesses are thriving despite the challenges that have come our way. So I'm proud of the country that we hand over to the incoming government. And as the opposition, when we step into that role, we look forward to being the important force that an opposition should be in any democracy, and look forward to continuing to advocate for all of New Zealand, but as a West Auckland MP, particularly for West Auckland, can I say. Whātai lava māloa pito.
Thank you very much, Kamel. I'd just like to acknowledge again Vainushi Walters, Kamala Bellich, Deborah Russell, and our very own longtime friend, Mr. Phil Tyford. The next speaker we have coming up is Mr. Bhav Dhillon. Bhav is a key pillar of our Indian community and is the Honorary Council of India in Auckland. Under his leadership, we've seen Indian associations come together for the better good. Such is an example today where over 20 Indian associations have come together to support Waitakere Indian Association and Waitakere Diwali Mela 2023. Can I please invite Mr. Bhav Dhillon to the stage? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sanjay. Kia ora, namaste, happy Diwali to you all. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the dignitaries who are here, the Prime Minister-elect Christopher Luxon, leader of the National Party, along with all the MPs of the National Party. The lights are too bright here. I don't have the list with me, so I won't be able to take everyone's names. But yes, I surely want to acknowledge Melissa Lee also, who's worked very closely with the ethnic communities all these years. I would also like to acknowledge Kamal Sepoloni and the local MP, our dear friend Phil Twyford, and all the team from Labour. I would also like to acknowledge all the other community presidents and leaders, because India is a big country with 29 states growing and a lot of different cultures, communities, religions, languages. And I see that many of them are in this room, and that represents real India. So thank you to all the other different organizations who've come today to join Waitakere Indian Association celebrate Diwali, because Diwali is a day when we all come together and celebrate, display brotherhood. As others have said, it is all about new beginnings and victory of good over evil. Waitakere Indian Association, a few things I would like to say, that this is one of the organizations which has the rare beauty of being connected and loving 3 nations and cultures. Because Waitakere Indian Association has a very large Fiji Indian population. So I always say that they are the luckiest people, because they can still love India, they can love Fiji, and of course they love New Zealand. So a big shout out to the people of Fiji origin who are here. And yes, my speech won't be complete if I do not acknowledge the great work this community does for the mainstream community, and makes me proud the community here proud, the wider Indian community proud, and of course, all of us proud as Kiwis when we step up, go beyond the normal call of duty, and help those in need. And this has been seen, and we really acknowledge your hard work, dedication from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, and celebrate Diwali with your near and dears, and spread love. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Bhav. We have a performance next, but before that, I'd just like to acknowledge a few people in attendance today. Mr. George Tuhara of the DIA, Michelle Blau of Fair Food, David George of Sports Waitakere, Ben Morgan, Wendy Phillip, and Ash Kompango of Auckland Council, and Joanne Lee of the Red Cross. Our next performance is a Bharatnatyam dance, which will be performed by the students of Anuradha School of Indian Dance, led by Srimati Anuradha Ramkumar, who has completed over 26 years of extensive training and is now based in New Zealand leading the Anuradha School of Dance. Can we please have a loud round of applause for our item?
Dom dom da dim dim da dim dim dom dom da dim dim da dim dom dom da dim dim da dim dim da dim dom dom da dim ginna dom ginna dom
सन्ततमहं कुञ्जरमुखं शङ्करसुतं तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे सन्ततमहं दन्ति सुन्दरमुखं मन्तकातकसुतं तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे
श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे
श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे
श्रीविघ्नराजं भजेऽहं 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 भजे तमिह श्रीविघ्नराजं भजे
ta te te yum ta ta tam kitta takada te yum thalang kutak thalang kutak thari kitta takadam ide tam kitta takade ida te tatte ida takitta dam ida de tam takada kitta te ida te tatte kitta takadari kitta takadam ditta adatta kittade tatte adatta kittadam ditta tagada kittade tatte kitta takadari kitta takadam ditta kitta takade adatte kitta takadam ditta kitta takade takadari kitta takadam ditta kitta takade adatte kitta takadam takadari kitta takadam kitta takadari kitta takadam ditta kitta takade tatte kitta takadam ditta kitta takade adatte kitta takadam ditta kitta takade adatte kitta takada tam gida ide tam tari kitta takada tangada kitta takade da te da kitta takada kitta takadam tam da de tam takada 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 da de te tatte takadari kitta takadam de ta da kitta de da te takada takadam de ta da kitta de da te da kitta tari kitta takadam de ta kitta takade da kitta takadam takadari kitta takadam kitta takadam kitta takadam de ta kadare tatte kitta takadam takadari kitta dam takadam tam de ta kadare ta te kitta de ta
Can we have another round of applause for the Anuradha School of Dance, please? I'd now like to introduce our next speaker, who will be speaking on behalf of the Trust Community Foundation. Linda Cooper is also the president of the Waitakere Licensing Trust, and we thank Linda not only for her personal support to Waitakere Indian Association, but also the continued support of the Trust Community Foundation. Can I now introduce Linda to the stage? Thank you very much.
Namaskar, Nisambula Vinaka, Jai Shri Ram. It's great to join you here in our wonderful Trust Arena in Waitakere. I want to acknowledge the chair of the Waitakere Indian Association, Sunil Kaushal, and all of his organising committee. This has been a great day. All the performers and all the stall holders. All of our wonderful dignitaries have been acknowledged. Some of them might even have left now, but you can't see past these microphones. But congratulations to our Prime Minister-elect, and congratulations to all the new MPs, and thank you to all the outgoing MPs. And good to see some people staying. I'd also don't want to forget our local government colleagues. I've seen Councillor Shane Henderson here, the Chair of the Henderson Massey Local Board, Chris Carter, Deputy Chair Michelle Clayton from Waitakere Rangers, and Kay Thomas from the Faux Local Board. And I just want to single out my licensing trust members. We've got, of course, Sunil is with us, Brooke Loader, Jared Patterson, Amanda Roberts are here, and it was great to see our CEO working on a Sunday here. He's in the crowd here. Thank you, Alan Pollard. The Trust Community Foundation have supported in Diwali and Holi for so many years, but also many more years to come. We believe celebrating all the festivals in our community in Waitakere is so important. This year, TTCF and the Trusts have donated nearly $100,000 to this festival. We felt it was so important to make this, thank you. We felt it was so important to make this festival free. It brings our West Auckland community together for happy times in what has been a hard year. So I won't keep you any longer. You want to see more of these great performances. Diwali ki Shubhkamana.
Thank you very much, Linda, and thank you to TTCF for their continued support. I'd just like to acknowledge the members of the Waitakere Licensing Trust that are also here. Amanda Roberts, Jared Patterson, Ross Clow, Brooke Loader, and our president, Mr. Sunil Kaushal, as well. Our next speaker is on behalf of the Trust, Mr. Alan Pollard, who is also accompanied by his leadership team, represented today here by Amanda Cassidy and Lynette Adams. We thank them for coming on board this year as major sponsors and hope to continue our partnership throughout that has carried on in previous years. Just before I invite Alan to speak, I'll also like to acknowledge a few other people in the crowd today. Mr. Bhavesh Singh from the New Zealand Nepalese Association, Mr. Mahesh Babu from TANZI, and Mr. Imran Hussain from the Shah Group and Upper Networks. Can we bring on Alan Pollard to the stage?
Oh, it's a bit bright up here. Hey, namaste, Diwali ki Shbu Kamani. Welcome to Diwali. This is my first event, and I have to say, it's absolutely outstanding to be here in front of you all today. I'd just like to acknowledge Linda Cooper, the president of the Waitakere Licensing Trust, and all of the Waitakere Licensing Trust board members that are here today. It's a fantastic event for us all. I'd also like to acknowledge Prime Minister-elect Mr. Christopher Luxon. I've met him for the second time today, and well done to you, Christopher, and to all the National Party members that are here today, and also to the members of the Labour Party that are here at Diwali today. I think for me, Diwali is such an outstanding event. Really, for me, it's about culture and it's about the community. You know, we all see what's happening not too far from here in the world. It's a crazy place at the moment. But I think the most powerful weapon of all is when communities and cultures get together. And it's events like Diwali that really sustain communities and cultures for the future. I'd like to wish you well for the rest of your day. and evening. Have a fantastic Diwali, and thank you very much to everyone on behalf of the trusts. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alan. Our next speaker is a very old friend of Waitakere Indian Association, and I believe he's probably attended every Diwali festival that we've had. I'd just like to get Mr. Chris Carter on the side of the stage, who's also the chair of the Henderson Massey Local Board. Chris was also probably one of the only people in attendance about many years ago when someone decided to do indoor fireworks in the stadium, and we set the roof on fire. So Chris was there for it, and he was standing here with his fire extinguisher trying to blow that out, but that's another story. I'd also like to acknowledge Chris's colleagues, Ingrid Papau, Will Flavel, Brooke Loader, Peter Chan, Dan Collins, Kay Thomas of the FAO Local Board, Michelle Clayton of the Waitakere Rangers Local Board, and Linda Potani of the Waitakere Rangers Local Board. Thank you very much, Chris.
Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Salam Alaikum. Thank you very much, Sanjay. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be here again at Waitakere Indian Association Diwali. Sanjay's correct. When I wasn't with the 8 years with the UN, I was here first as the MP for Te Atatu, and then later as the Minister for Ethnic Affairs. And yes, Sanjay, it's true that in 2005, we let off a skyrocket inside the Trust Stadium here. It went straight up, hit the roof, and stayed there. And the whole hall had to be evacuated, and it was quite a little story on Radio New Zealand the following day that the Minister of Ethnic Affairs attempted to burn down the Trust Stadium. I simply, of course, was a victim of the enthusiasm of the Waitakere Indian Association to let off this ceremony with a blast. Look, I'm here with so many of my local government colleagues from the Henderson Massey Board, the FAO Board, the Rangers Board, and of course Councillor Shane Henderson. I want to finish off, because it's time to not hear speeches but to see wonderful performances. Just like to say, Sunil and the association, thank you so much for what you have done for the community. The Prime Minister designate, as well as the leader of the ACT Party, referenced the work that you had done, as well as my Labour colleagues, Kamal Sepuloni, the work you did, especially during the COVID crisis, the amount of food you provided during the floods, and you continue to provide for our community. All of us from local government absolutely appreciate that work that you have done for our community. So thank you, all of those from the association that are involved in that food process. And look, everybody, enjoy Diwali. Tandawad, thank you for inviting us today.
Thank you very much, Chris. We have one more speaker. Just before that, I'd like to acknowledge a few more people. Mr. Satya Dutt, President of the Hindi Language and Cultural Trust of New Zealand, Carol Roach of the Breast Cancer Foundation NZ, Arlene Rayner, who's the CEO of the Breast Cancer Foundation NZ, Mr. Sunny Kaushal, Chair of the Crime Prevention Group. Our next speaker, Mr. Avinesh Prasad, I'd like to get you on the side of the stage. He will be representing Barfoot and Thompson today. Barfoot and Thompson have come on board this year and partnered with Waitakere Indian Association and shown their support in the spirit of Diwali. We hope to continue on this partnership throughout the years. I'd like to invite Mr. Avinesh Prasad, also known as Ask Avinesh, onto the stage.
By supporting and nurturing our communities through sponsorship, Barfoot and Thompson makes the places we live better places to live. And we've done so for 100 years.
Bula Namaste. I'm an extremely proud father of one of the girls that performed over here. So it feels good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for all joining us today as we celebrate the Diwali festival together with the Waitakere Indian Association. I'm Avinesh and I represent Barfoot and Thompson, where we believe in the power of light and prosperity. Founded in the 1920s, Barfoot and Thompson has been the forefront of real estate innovation, serving the community for over a century. We may deal in property, but our business is about people. Family shapes who we are and what we do. whether people are buying, selling, or renting. It's all about family in the end. It's important to make the place we live in a better place to live. We support everything from sports to arts to cultural events across Auckland and Northland. Our customers are diverse, and so are we, and we speak over 50 different languages, just like our customers. Diwali, also known as the Festival of Light, holds immense cultural importance. It symbolizes the victory of light over darkness and good over evil. Families come together, light oil lamps, and celebrate with sweets and fireworks during this joyous occasion. Just as Diwali brings prosperity and happiness to homes, we at Barfoot and Thompson aim to do the same for our clients in the real estate market. Our mission is to light up your path to your dream home or business space, ensuring a brighter future. As I stand here, I have over 1,500 agents standing behind me, supporting me to move forward. The story reflects the essence of Diwali and our commitment to making dreams come true. In conclusion, as we celebrate Diwali, remember that Barfoot and Thompson is here to illuminate your real estate journey. Join us to celebrate this Diwali with Waitakere Indian Association. आप सभी को दिवाली शुभ और मंगलमय हो।
Thank you very much, Avinesh, and to Barfoot and Thompson as well. We now have, that was the last of the speakers for tonight, so don't worry, no more speakers. We now have a performance. As people have mentioned, Waitakere Indian Association is lucky enough to be full of Fijian Indians as well. So we have been lucky enough to be graced by the presence of the Te Mana School of Fijian Language Performing Arts Group, who will be presenting a traditional Fijian dance for us. Just before they start, I'd also like to call to the side of the stage the people that have been asked for the upcoming presentations after this performance. Thank you very much, and give a round of applause to the Te Mana Performing Arts School of Fijian Language.
Au waka rongondomo ki na wea sanga, ni nonda wanua waka turanga kona. Weke muni saka na turanga mbale ni wea sana, na lumuti ni kalou, na luweiwiti tamu sakaya. Na waka mamasu, nanda na numa na nonda wanua. E na weka sa waka na karuni wol ni wengona na wase witu, na tikine tini kawai. Ke waka sa waka malumolu tekira na nungu tamata, sa waka edani ena edani. Kamasu, kangoli wea, kalesu mai na nombre wala wala da. Au nange rongoda mai lo malai, kamokoda na nombre wala wala da. Ia kau na wakambula, na nombre wanua. Ei mandu Sabes
Tudake, Naka.
Me vada barribande sarra, me vada barribande sarra. Iana sea rama, iana sea rama, iana warara, iana warara, ia silibam bialela. Esa tanre ului banua, esa tanre ului banua. Udu diwai vai wasapula, udu diwai vai wasapula. No lo lo, udu ni banua, no lo lo, udu ni banua.
Naka.
Banua mbua. Singa tambu mai wa kamalua, singa tambu mai wa kamalua. Muendalana berni kambua, muendalana berni kambua. Ye bua, ye bua. Kau ni tambua mosar banua, kau ni tambua mosar banua. Banua mbua. Rain delana saku besara, rain delana saku besara. Belang kali boy awa, belang kali boy awa. Samai daba budui malawa, samai daba budui malawa. Kulani moli mesa sukamanda, kulani moli mesa sukamanda. Ambelo suben delana, mero ambelo suben delana. No lo
Barau.
Ongo naserebo, Jerusalem.
For the Fijian group from Temana Performing Arts, can we have a big round of applause as they get off stage? Now it's time for our presentation to thank our hardworking Diwali committee and a few other people. I'd firstly like to start off with inviting the presenters onto the stage. Sunil. Firstly, we'd like to thank our sponsors and community partners that have helped us making Waitakere Diwali Mela 2023 a great success. Firstly, I'd like to invite the Henderson Massey Local Board, the Trust Community Foundation, 3C Homes, Barfoot and Thompson West Auckland, the Grassroots Trust, New Zealand Community Trust, Moneyman Capital, We Are One Trust, the Trust and the Trust Arena, Auckland University of Technology, and also the New Zealand Nepalese Association. Can they all please come on stage and we'll present their trophies to them. Can I also ask our executive committee and our Diwali committee to please be ready on the side of the stage. Thank you very much. Can we now invite our executive committee onto the stage? Led by Mr. Chandrika Prasad, who's also our food stall coordinator. This year was extremely difficult for food stalls as unfortunately we had to abandon our marquee idea, marquee plan for outside like we do in usual years because of the wind warnings this afternoon, but we made do and Chandi played a big part in that. Mr. Kunal Sharma, Madhav Pradhan, Mahendra Sharma, Shweta Bajpai, Shalveen Ballu, and our president, Mr. Sunil Kaushal. Can they all please come on stage and collect the awards? Chris is presenting our executive committee with their trophies. I'd also like to invite on stage our extended Diwali committee. Kajal Kumar, who's our program coordinator, and all the lovely items that you're seeing performed throughout the day. She's been hard at work putting this all together. I'd like also to call upon Mr. Manil Ballu, Adeshwar Gaunda, Gyaneshwar Gaunda, Nishan Trista, who's standing right here with the camera, Chris Thomas, and if he's around representing the Trust Arena, Mr. Martin Avard, who's also been a great support in making this event a great success. Thank you very much. I'd also like, we also have a few special trophies to present. A few of these people are away, but whoever's here, please come to the stage as quickly as you can. But since the floods at the beginning of this year, Waitakere Association has been making hot meals, as has been mentioned throughout this evening. And since that, every Friday, Waitakere Association makes hot meals for the community and distributes them. By doing this over the past, I guess, 9 months now, we've served over 16,000 meals and a total combined hours of 4,000 volunteer hours of service. Can we have a big round of applause for that? Because that is a big achievement. And I'd like to invite upon a few of them away, but I'd like to inform Mr. Vincent Naidu, who's our chief dishwasher, I guess, very useful, but he's a great supporter of WEA as well. He's also the designated chief potato peeler, I've heard. Mr. Anil Kumar, and this has also been made possible by the New Zealand Red Cross, so if we have a representative from there to come on stage, and also I think Michelle Blau of Fair Food, if you could make your way on stage as well if you're still around, that'd be much appreciated. But yes, that pretty much brings us to the conclusion of the formal program. We're just going to have a quick group photo, and then we'll get on board with the rest of the program. So stay around, don't go anywhere. We have an exciting evening ahead, which will all conclude with our fireworks at 9:45 p.m. So can I invite all the people that have received awards back onto stage to quickly get a photo, and then we'll go ahead.
Just one more presentation. Most of you know about the food we cook, but there's also an organization like a Fair Food, that rescues food from various countdown and grocery places. And, Fair Food has been very gracious to us in helping us save the landfill. And today we just want to honor you, team, for whatever you do for us. I'll get Chris to present with you.
Thank you very much. Please hold tight. Our next item will be the Ram Leela. Please hold tight while we get that set up. Give us a few minutes and then we'll go from there.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.